I have some very, very bad news for the people who still play NBA 2K20, and it's that I believe that NBA 2K20 will not bring back Puma Mania ever in NBA 2K20. Alright, so before this video starts, I kind of want to repeat myself a little bit. If you guys watched the last video I uploaded on the channel, I apologize. It sounds like I'm going to be repeating myself, but I kind of want to keep everyone in the loop and keep everyone up to date on what's going on with NBA 2K20. This weekend especially. So basically what happened was this weekend was supposed to be Puma Mania, and if you guys don't know what Puma Mania is, then you probably don't play the game or play any of the online modes. But Puma Mania is an event that every single person loves. It's probably the best event of NBA 2K20, and it allows for you to get double, triple, 4 times rep. I'll show you a clip here on your screen of it randomly ending. Now, I talked about this in my last video, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself once again, but it randomly ended for no reason. Nobody said anything, not a community manager. Actually, there's not even a community manager this year, so nobody could say it, but anybody working at 2K support, nobody said anything. Everything was in silence. Nobody knew what was going on. Everyone was frustrated and obviously angry because a lot of people probably booked off time for the double rep and they just randomly canceled it. Now, while we were in silence, me and a couple other people tweeted at LD2K and asked him what was going on. I said, hey, give us an update. You're our only hope. And he actually replied and he said that he's looking into the situation and he's going to try to, you know, figure out what's going on. Now, I don't really know if he followed up with that. I don't really think he did. I don't think anyone from 2K followed up on it. Instead, the 2K support page, by the way, keep in mind, before LD said this, there was nothing from the 2K support team, nothing at all. So after he tweeted that, and then after a couple hours, 2K support tweeted out about the Puma Mania event saying that it's currently not available. We will provide an update as soon as we can. Keep in mind, they tweeted out the same tweet probably 4 times, but nonetheless, they did finally address it and say that it was unavailable. Obviously, people be still being frustrated. People weren't happy. They tried to make things better, which I thought this was hilarious. They tried to make things better by adding double rep to the rec. My apologies for the tongue twister, but you guys can try and say that out loud. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but they added double rep to the rec. Now, this frustrated a lot of people because a lot of people don't like playing rec. Now, you can speak for yourself if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, but I could say with confidence that most people would have preferred to play Puma Mania over the rec. Now, originally, when we saw this, the whole community was like, okay, we're gonna have to deal with double rec the whole time when we were supposed to get Puma, so everyone was mad. But I don't say this often, but I actually think that 2K did a good job handling this weekend because they added dime time for 3 times rep, and then they added a dunk fest, which was 4 times rep. So essentially, they added these events that allowed for you to get a lot of rep. Now, that's cool. That's awesome. Everyone was excited. People kind of forgot about the fact that Puma Mania wasn't a thing because at the end of the day, people just want to get rep, right? That's what Puma Mania is for. Puma Mania is for people who are grinding for legend, grinding for mascots, just grinding the rep and want to do something other than just play regular park. It's as simple as that. Now, so when they added Dunk Fest, Dime Time, and these other events minus the rec, I think that most people were happy. Most people were satisfied. There's not really a point in complaining about it if you're basically getting double rep, triple rep, 4 times rep, because essentially that's the same thing as Puma Mania, except for it's probably a little easier because now you don't have to go and get infected. I don't know, but I don't think many people were angry at the fact that they added these events to make up for Puma Mania besides the rec, like I said. Now, this brings me to the question here. This brings me to the question, and I know the answer to it, but just for the sake of conversation, I want to know why Puma Mania was canceled. Now, I'm pretty sure I know the answer. I shouldn't say I know the exact answer, but there's 2 things that could be the answer for this. And I actually want to talk about this for a second because I think this is a very interesting thing to talk about. As far as I'm concerned, I'm almost positively sure that NBA 2K20 lost their Foot Locker sponsor this year. It's no longer called Foot Locker. It's called 2K Shoes, I believe. I could be wrong there, but I think it's called 2K Shoes. It's no longer called Foot Locker anymore, so they probably lost that sponsor. I'm not really too sure what's going on with that. Obviously, that would probably never go public for us to know, but all of a sudden, it's called 2K Shoes. And now, with the reputation of NBA 2K20 this year, which is terrible, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if Puma pulled the sponsorship from the event this weekend. Because I want you to understand, when a business and another business do a collaboration, there's money involved. So obviously Puma's probably paying a certain amount of money to be advertised on NBA 2K20. They advertise, they pay for it, and it's an event that goes out throughout the weekend. It puts their brand out there. People get more familiar with Puma, which they probably don't, to be honest, because I don't think people really care about what the event is. They just want to earn double rep. But Puma pays for the event, and then it's supposed to go on all weekend, and it lasts, I want to say, like 12 hours, something like that, and then randomly ends. And there's no valid reason behind it. Now, I don't know why Puma would just randomly pull out a sponsorship halfway through their event. That doesn't really make sense to me. But then again, at the same time, 2K20 has a terrible reputation and nobody really has anything good to say about it. So I imagine it's ruining some of its investments, some of its stock. Because, by the way, Take-Two Interactive stock has dropped incredibly over like the last couple of weeks. But we're not going to get into that because that's a lot of, statistics, analytics that I don't want to talk about. But I wouldn't be surprised if Puma Mania pulled themselves from the sponsorship for NBA 2K20. The other reason that I think NBA 2K20 did not allow for the Puma event to happen, which I think this one does make a little bit more sense than the sponsorship. Even though the sponsorship thing does make sense, I could see why a sponsor would pull out of a deal with NBA 2K20, because like I said, when it comes to investments and the stock of the company going down, I think that's a big red flag for a lot of people who are thinking or are currently investing their money into a company. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that too much because that's something that a lot of people don't really understand, and it's kind of hard to explain the entire situation. But nonetheless, the reason right here I think would be the more logical reason for why Puma Mania did not happen. Now, the community for NBA 2K20 can be very bad at times, and I think things like this are a perfect example. Now, we all know people in NBA 2K20 have boosted a lot. They boosted all year. They boosted in any way, which way possible. I mean, the first person who hit Legend on PS4 literally boosted to pass Poor Boy Sin and cheated his way to the top to take away from someone who actually grinded and put in the work for the game. So with that being said, I'm assuming that's what happened with Puma Mania. People were boosting, they were getting ×4 rep, spinning the wheel, getting ×8 rep, whatever the case may be. Apparently there was like a glitch with the rep or something that went along with this. I don't really know the details of it, but I'm assuming that it had a lot to do with boosting. Now, this is a very interesting conversation to have because I understand as a game, as NBA 2K, why they would cancel the event. But my question is, because this does not make sense to me, my question is, let's just say for, the conversation we're having right now, let's just say that the reason why they canceled the event was because people were boosting Puma Mania, okay? Cool. That makes sense. Number one, why couldn't they just come out and say that instead of just tweeting and saying, oh, Puma Mania is unavailable? Like, we know it's unavailable. We can't play it, but let's just say that is the case. Number one, why would they not come out and tweet about it? And number two, why wouldn't you just let people boost the whole time and then ban their accounts instead of shutting off the event and ruining it for everyone else? Now, I know that they made up for it with the dunk thing and the dime time, which essentially is basically the same thing. You get as much rep as you want, not as much rep as you want, but you get a lot of rep. Essentially, it's the same thing, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't ban the people who are boosting. Let them boost. Let them waste their time thinking that they're going to get to these top reps and then just ban their accounts, because this leads me to another question that I have, and I don't know where the answer is. I don't understand how they would even answer this question if this is the case. If this is the case that people were boosting and they canceled the event, then why are people who are buying MT getting their accounts banned and suspended for a long duration of a time? Why are people getting their accounts perma-banned for exploiting glitches and exploiting problems within NBA 2K20? But when it comes to the boosting of Puma Mania, where it's a pretty simple fix unless you're completely lazy and don't want to look into everyone's account who's boosting, because let's be honest, it's probably pretty easy to tell who's boosting Puma Mania and who's not. All you have to do is look at their games, see how much rep they're getting, see how quickly they're winning their games, whatever the case may be. I just don't understand how they ban people for buying MT, they ban people for taking advantage of VC glitches, they ban people for taking advantage of exploits in the game, but they can't ban people, and instead they close off the entire event, which leads me to think that it actually has something to do with the fact that Puma might have actually pulled the sponsorship, because there's no way that makes sense to me. If you think about that from a logical perspective, if you sit here and you think about the situation that we have at hand, the fix to it is completely easy. Let people boost Puma Mania, ban them and then don't cancel the event. But like I said, it's really not that big of a deal anymore because they did actually make up for it, which was very shocking with the events they added throughout the weekend. Because if they didn't add those events throughout the weekend, oh man, I couldn't even imagine what the outroar for the community would have been. I'm actually kind of upset that they didn't do that because I would love to just see the reaction from everyone. But we were all shocked. I was shocked when I saw that they actually did something right for one time and added these events so people could get their rep. But those are the reasons I think, actually, those are the reasons I know why Puma Mania was taken off this weekend and not brought back, which is concerning as well because they didn't even bring the event back. But what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that Puma pulled their sponsorship, or do you guys think that people were boosting and it's just the simple fact of them not wanting to ban people for boosting? Maybe it was too much work for them, whatever the case may be. But let me know your guys' opinion in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yep, do that. That'd be cool. That'd actually be sick if you guys did that. Just subscribe to the channel and like the video. That'd be cool too. But anyways, I'm getting off the microphone. You guys probably don't want to hear me talking no more, but yeah. Okay.